Hey everybody, it's Kyle at Meistervision. Today I got, just in the mail, I got a Razer BlackWidow Ultimate keyboard. And I wanted to do like just a quick unboxing and a little bit of a demo and my thoughts and first impressions of the keyboard. I actually I've been using Logitech gear mostly, and you guys can probably see that in most of my other tutorials. And my Logitech mouse finally broke, and I've been doing a lot of gaming lately, so I went ahead and bought a Razer Death Adder mouse. And I really liked it, and I've been needing to get a new keyboard for a while, and so I wanted to kind of make the next jump and actually buy a decent keyboard. And this is a mechanical keyboard, which is different than most keyboards, but I'm just opening it for the first time, and it's got a cool box. Let's see. Allows the axe to touch those two things right there. Let's see. Bear with me. Okay, cool. So, looks like you get a packet, and the mouse came with a packet kind of like this. Very sexy. Let's see, you get like certificate authenticity, you get a quick start guide, you get a master guide, and you get a couple of vinyl stickers as well as a product catalog. So that's kind of cool. So I'll look more into that as I get this thing more set up and running. Yeah, so I just opened this up. I'm not even kidding you. And look at the spacebar. The spacebar is not on there. Completely just broken. Great. So yeah, that's not cool at all. What if I push it in? Okay. So I just pushed it in and it clicked back in. But yeah, that's not a very good sign, is it? First impression, not good. So, and actually a lot of the reviews, there was a lot of mixed reviews on these keyboards. I heard a lot of people were getting broken keys that would go out and that sort of stuff. But a lot of people had positive reviews too. So, and I got a pretty good deal on this one. So yeah, besides the broken spacebar, we'll see, once I plug it in, we'll see if it actually works. Because I don't know if you can hear the different sounds, but it actually does sound a little bit different, the spacebar than the other keys, I'm noticing, like a little more, like it is loose. I guess all the keys are kind of loose. But it is a mechanical keyboard, so it does have that click, kind of like old school style, like IBM computer, kind of retro, which I like. And apparently, most traditional keyboards have like these, basically like a little dome, I don't know, like a little plastic surface that you're pressing, and that's creating the electrical contact. So you have to make the complete press. You have to do the whole distance with your finger to do that. But these, it's actually just once it clicks, it's actually making the electrical connection. So yeah. Anyways. First impressions, it's like freaking heavy, which I think is not a bad thing because it'll be on my desk. You got a USB port right here, which I'll probably use for my headset. When gaming, you get a microphone in, and you also get a headset out. Your 3.5mm jacks are there, which I think that's kind of cool. You have some stands here, looks like, so you can change the size, and these kind of rubbery pads right here to keep it from slipping around. The cords, my mouse is like this too, but the cord, I don't know if you can see very well, but it's like it's fabric wrapped. It's really solid feeling, which I like that. And okay, shoot, I need some scissors. But I want to show you the connections over here. So the connections, you get. You got two USBs, and then you got your two 3.5mm male connectors. And I'm just assuming that one of these is the keyboard, one of the USBs is the keyboard, one of the USBs is just patching through from this USB right here. And then I guess you got your microphone and your, it's marked, microphone and headset. So yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, so you got port, it says on the side right here, and then Razer for the keyboard. So it is marked, that's kind of nice. It looks like it's really long. it's all done up, but looks like that should be pretty good. But let me like get this thing on my rig over there, and we'll test it out. Cool. All right, so I went ahead and as you can see, hooked up the keyboard, and it looks pretty sick. Actually, I like it. It looks awesome. Yeah, so I mean, I got there's my new mouse, and the blue LED lighting, backlit lighting. I think looks really good on this keyboard. You can adjust the brightness on it, which is cool. And apparently, what they say is each of the keys is individually lit. And this is the brightest setting, and it's actually pretty bright, and it's you know, light in here, obviously. Like, I guess one thing that I noticed right off the bat, like a couple of first impressions of the keys, is I think they have a really cool font. Like, they kind of have this like futuristic looking font, which I think is neat. But also, and this is a little bit harder to tell because of lighting, the actual like alternate, I don't know what you call them, like when you do shift, like 30% sign, all these guys, they're not backlit, so they're just like etched. I think they're just like printed on there, screen printed on there, or whatever. So I can imagine that that'll be kind of an issue for me, maybe when I'm like up late, like coding. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So I did have my previous keyboard was one of the Logitech backlit ones, and it had it like lit up even the alternate keys, the alternate characters, I guess. But looking at it, it looks really good, and especially if you pair it with the mouse, I think it looks really awesome. I went ahead and I bought this mouse pad too off Amazon by Razer. I think it's really kind of stupid, but it was a good price. But it actually does feel really well. It does feel really good with the mouse. But the review's about the keyboard, so let's look at the keyboard a little more. As you can see on my computer, like one of the things is, and this is I guess it's with any kind of keyboard you're going to get this, but you have their own software they call Synapse that you can like program everything with, and it's nice because it ties nicely in with the keyboard and the mouse, and there's different, you know, and you can change all the settings and that sort of stuff. I know a lot of people complain about the software. I haven't had any problems with it, but I mean, I just literally just plugged it in. So I just plugged it in. Windows recognized it. Windows 7 recognized it like instantly, and it was typing, and then it just already, you know, I just had to install the software. You don't get a disc with it. But what is kind of cool is you do get like these shortcut keys up here for like music and sound and that sort of stuff. One of the weird things is the function keys right here, which I'm actually used to the function key being on the left, so that's going to be kind of weird. But let me just see. So let me cue up a song. Yeah, so and then you can just, let's see. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. So it totally works. Anyway, so that's kind of fun. Other things about it, you do have a game mode up here, so if you do your function and that little G right there, it'll turn on the game mode. And the game mode, you can have certain things disabled. Like I think by default the Windows key is disabled, so like it's like really annoying, you know, if you're playing a game and you know you hit the Windows key on accident, and it just, you know, freaking takes you out of your game. Like you can do like Alt Tab, you can disable that, all that kind of stuff. There's other things like that. And that's you can configure all that through their software. I haven't done the macro stuff yet, but I know over here you got you have 5 different macro keys, and you just can record. And I do like the idea of doing the macro stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Just to show you the different brightness levels. Let's see. So that's the brightest. Let's see. So you can turn it off. That's like the lowest setting. Which actually I'll probably leave it on most of the time, and it's bright in here, and you can actually still see it lit up. So, anyways, you can just get all the way up and just cycle through them, but kind of cool. Anyway, so this is the 2012 model of the keyboard, and oh, it's kind of like pulsating. That's cool. I guess there's like a pulsating mode. Okay, anyways, that's neat. Yeah, this is the 2012 version. There is a 2013 model, but it was only in green, and I didn't like green. I wanted to have the blue backlit. So I don't know if the quality issue stuff has been fixed with the newer versions. That's something to really check out. Like I'm really kind of bummed with the spacebar key. I went ahead and typed some stuff, and it seems to work pretty well. It's gonna take some getting used to. Like I don't know if you guys can hear that, how loud it is. I wish I could compare. I mean, it's freaking loud. It sounds like a typewriter for sure. And so some people I think may be turned off by that. That comes with the mechanical keyboard. I mean, that's what you're gonna get. I really like it. Personally, it kind of is, again, that retro vibe. Kind of reminds me of like a Commodore 64 or like, I don't know, like an old Apple IIe or something. Like that's how I feel like using it. I like that it's like really sturdy. Like you're not gonna push it around. There isn't a palm rest. That's kind of annoying. So like that may be an issue too as far as comfort. So I don't know. Anyways, I hope to be able to get more feedback on this thing as I use it a little more. I'll definitely follow up on this this issue with the spacebar. It's working, it's functioning, but like out of the box. I mean, look how loose it is. It's like pretty dang loose. But it did snap like right back into place. But I don't know. I mean, but I'm sitting here like moving this thing around. I don't know if that's yeah. This one's not. Yeah, the spacebar is definitely more. It's like looser than the other one. So, anyways. But yeah, that's my review. Like, I guess just first impressions. You know, like research it, check it out. It's a $100 keyboard. I think the newer one's like 130, 140, depending on where you get it. And yeah, but all in all, pretty cool setup. And hope you guys enjoyed the first kind of impressions of the Razer. What is it called? Death Adder Ultimate keyboard. Hey everybody, it's Kyle at Meistervision. This time I'm come back with you again with a follow up on my initial unboxing and kind of first impressions of the Razer BlackWidow mechanical gaming keyboard right here. And this is the Ultimate, I think is what it's called. And in the unboxing, it was you guys saw it. The spacebar was actually like hanging off. Kind of like a loose tooth or something. So that was like pretty disconcerting at first, and I was like, oh no. Because I had read some reviews where people like were kind of dissatisfied with the quality of this product, where there have been some duplicate keys and keys falling out and that sort of thing. But I just kind of wanted to talk about, after I've been using the keyboard as my main keyboard for the last 2 weeks, doing everything from just regular like coding, programming, word processing, internet browsing, and also some gaming. And I kind of wanted to tell you my impressions of it after actually using it. Really, I've been really impressed with it. The keyboard as a whole it's really heavy. It's really solid. It doesn't like move around a ton. It has these like rubber stoppers down here on the bottom, so it doesn't move a lot on your desk. And each of the keys is actually individually backlit. Let me see if I can get a better view in here of this. Yeah, there we go. So these LED backlit keys, I think there's individual LEDs for each of these keys. And what I think was really cool is just the style. They kind of have a really cool font set that they're using for the keys. Sorry, I got a cold. I'm sniffing. And they just have very cool fonts, and I think that's pretty cool. And the keys are very visible. Like this is my room lit in the daytime, and you can see this is the brightest setting. You can actually change the brightness settings by actually just using this function key and the LEDs like this. So you can turn it off if you just want it completely off, and you can do, that's the lowest, medium, I think high, and then there's a setting that like I think just pulses. Let's see, yeah, just kind of pulses. It's kind of bright in here, but if I just turn one of the lights off, you can see it pulsing. I don't really like the pulsing thing, so I've just kept it on high, and I actually really like it. I don't find that it's too bright. It is a little bright on the bright. It does shine on my monitor a little bit. You get some glare on the monitor at night. So it's nice that you can turn it down. The keyboard itself, though, the cool thing about having... Sorry, I'm moving. And I'm not using a tripod. But the really nice thing about this keyboard overall that I've been impressed with is the feel of it. And it's a really well-made product. And I kind of said this initially, but
as a mechanical keyboard, even if you listen to it, and just the way it types and the way the keys are shaped, they kind of have. You can read a whole bunch about how keyboards are made, but they have these nice kind of just dome. They're not actually a dome. I don't know. They're just concave keys, but these are really retro, and they really remind me of like an Apple IIe keyboard or something, or like a Commodore 64 or something just old school that I like remember from when I was little, and I really like that feel. Each key that you press, I mean, you know that you're pressing the key. It's not like, I mean, I think it's 2 millimeters actually. Then there's a register, you can hear it click. But I love hearing the clicking noise. I really like it. I love typing on it. One thing I did notice, there was quite a bit of a transition from using my previous keyboard to this one. And my previous keyboard was a Logitech, just it was a backlit keyboard as well, but it was just most of those use like a plastic membrane that you're just creating the electrical contact that way when you press the keys down. That's how most keyboards now are made, and you don't. For whatever reason, it just took me quite a bit of time to kind of get used to this. I don't know if the keys, if you have to, they have a little more pressure on them or what, but it took a little bit of time to get used to it. And I really do think there's kind of a break-in period for this keyboard. I think after using it for about 2 weeks, I think the keys have generally like. I want to say loosened up, but maybe, and this is kind of more just a feel thing, but they've definitely gotten, I think, more usable and easier to use, because at first I was like totally mistyping things, and I was typing things out of order, I was missing keystrokes and that sort of thing, and so I think it's a mix of me getting used to the keyboard, but also I really do think it's kind of been broken in a little bit as I've used it. And as you can see, I have this is a Death Adder Razer gaming mouse, and so this is my gaming setup right now as far as my peripherals go. And I got the mouse first, and then I really wanted to look into get a new keyboard. And so this is actually the 2011 model of the of the Black Widow. There's the bottom, the Black Widow Ultimate, and there you can see right there. There are little lifts there if you want to tilt it up, which I haven't used, and I don't think you really need to use because it kind of has a natural slope. But what I was saying is there is a 2012 version now that's actually in green. It comes in green backlit. And so I was really confused, and this is really frustrating because I have this new mouse, it's blue, and as you can see over here in my case, I'm blue, man. We kind of, us gamers and us people, like, I want it to kind of all be the same. I don't want to have like a, like a green keyboard, a blue mouse, and then, like a red case. We don't do that. I want everything to be blue. And so I really just bought last year's model on this whole idea, just on the color, really. That was the main reason. So, and I don't know, and I can't really speak to how much they've improved on the 2012 version. I know it's a little more expensive, but I think it's basically the same keyboard. Something I wish that they would do is I wish that they would give you an option to get different colors for one. They do have some different like special edition ones. The Mass Effect one looked really cool. I think it kind of had like an orangey red color, and the keyboard looked sick. It was just like, I think on Amazon though it was like really hard. I think it was really hard to find and really expensive. So they do make some of these special edition ones, but just I wish the basic, the Ultimate model, that you could get different colors. And I know like Logitech, I think their gaming, you guys may correct me, but I think that you can like actually custom, like they actually have RGB LEDs, so you can, on some of their keyboards, you can actually like customize the colors, but also like specific keys. So like your WASD, like you could like highlight them like red or something, and you could have certain keys highlighted if you want to. That would be really cool. Some sort of like LED controller built in. I would really like to see that. If they had that on this thing, I would like freaking love it. They have basic function keys. You see this on a lot of keyboards. As far as features go, you control your volume, and this isn't like you do run a software in the background called Synapse, which really doesn't do too much with the keyboard, but this actually controls your direct system sound. It's not my Logitech would like control like its own software version of sound, which was really just like, I don't know, it's doing a weird thing with the sound. So all these keys are customizable. You know, this works right out of the bat with iTunes and Windows Media Player and Winamp and that sort of stuff. There's a gaming mode. That's what this little thing is. And so you have different profiles that you can do with the software. I actually haven't used the macro keys over here, but you do get 5 of them, 5 macro keys. But your different profiles is kind of a neat idea. And you can and I do this with games with my mouse primarily. And I really do like the Synapse, the Razer software that they use. Let me see. I'll pull it up. I'll kind of show you guys. Sorry, this is a really kind of crummy video, but whatever. This is what you get, and you can actually see how you can customize like what each key does. You actually have profiles here, and mine's just as basic. You can control the lighting, what happens in gaming mode. So I don't know if you can see very well, but like in gaming mode, like the Windows key I have disabled, so like it won't like freaking like pop me out of my game. You can like disable Alt Tab and that kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. But then you just switch down, like here's my mouse or whatever, and but you can set up macros on their mouse and all this stuff, and change the lighting and all that stuff in your performance. And I do like this. I do like their software, and I don't think it's too like heavy. I think it's actually a really nice software, and all your settings and stuff are actually saved onto the cloud. And some of you may not like that. Some of you may. The nice thing is I've just did a huge update on my system, basically a build from the ground up. And so it was nice just to be able to come in, like plug in my peripherals, and then already have all my customizations already set through Synapse. I just had to like log in and get it, and I really like that. I'm trying to think what else I wanted to tell you. You know, there is I do like this about Razer's. At least the mouse and the keyboard that I have, they do have like they have these braided cables. This is a really thick braided cable. I mean, it's like, I'm just thinking like honker. I mean, I'm trying to bend it and you really can't bend it, and I really like that. And then over here on the side, you guys probably already know all this, and they're going to show you this on the site, but I kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on it. But over here on the side, you do have a USB port. You have, and then you have your two audio ports. You have a headphone and a microphone input there. And you know, on the end of this thing, and this cord, you have 2 USB plugins. One is actually just for the keyboard, and that's all that I keep plugged in because I don't use the USB port. And you do have a 2 3.5 millimeter audio jacks, so you can run it right into the back of your motherboard if you wanted to do that. My big complaint here on this thing, though, is if you're right-handed, like, I thought initially, like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to have, like, the idea is cool to have the USB port here, or somewhere over here, because, you know, if, like, I'm using, like, let's say a USB headset. This is a wireless headset, Logitech headset, but if I have a wired one, or if I want to just, you know, plug in a microphone here, it'd be nice just to be able to do that while I'm playing a game or using the software, but the problem is it's right by your mouse. And so this is really, in my opinion, pretty much useless, these ports. They would have been much better served, I think, here in the back, or possibly on the left side, but then you kind of have to deal with those who are left-handed. So I think that they may have already done this, I need to check, but they need to move these ports, they need to move them to the back. And, you know, you could actually plug in your mouse, which would be kind of cool. That's kind of like Mac style, I guess. I don't like old school Mac. I don't know. Anyways, all in all, I know I'm talking a lot about this setup, but I do love the keyboard. As far as actually, like gaming performance, I would probably say that doesn't make much of a difference. It's just like, if I just think about the amount of time I'm typing, and I just enjoy it so much. I do like the backlighting. I think that does help. You know, the macro stuff I think would help, especially if you're like an MMO kind of person. For me, it's not something I'm really using right now. One complaint, and this is a general complaint, is just the noise level on these things. I don't know if you can hear it, but as you're typing, I mean, this thing is freaking loud. So depending on what kind of space you're in, if you're in like a dorm or an apartment, this is gonna, like, people will be able to hear it across the apartment. So I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's just me though, so I don't have to worry about it. But I mean, this thing is freaking loud, and even so that, like, on my my headset here, like with the microphone. Like, if you're talking and you're typing, like, people I've been playing with it, like, what's that freaking noise? Like, what's that banging noise? And because these headphones are, like, pretty much relatively seal off the noise, like, I'm not even thinking about it, but it does pick up on the microphone. So that's something to consider. Price tag's pretty hefty, but I really like it, and I think this is a really good setup. I will say one thing about a mouse pad. I would never like even talk about a mouse pad, but I was using like just a generic mouse pad for this mouse initially when I got it. I know this review isn't about the mouse, but I got this specific Razer mouse pad. This is, I think, the small or maybe medium sized one. They have a lot of different sizes, but it makes a huge difference on the performance of this mouses. I don't know how you say it. I mean, it definitely, like, it's a lot smoother. It has some sort of, like, porous surface on it, and it really does make a difference. Because I was having issues when I was playing, when I was gaming, and this really just helped it quite a bit. So, anyways, that's my setup, my desktop setup right now. And coming up, I will be doing a video review, kind of walkthrough of my new PC, and just to kind of give you a sneak peek. It's not fully ready to be shown to the world yet, but yes, that is a GTX 690, and in there is, I don't know if you can see, Sandy Bridge E, that's LGA 2011 slot. That's a 3930K i7 hexa-core processor. Anyways, sorry for kind of freaking out on you guys. I know I'm totally taking this off. Anyways, but yeah, I'll totally go into this computer and talk about what's going on with this. And yeah, it's just a sneak peek though. All right, guys, see ya.